where we talk about everything and anything concerning personal computing.
Our guest today is Bud Grove, who is the president of the Apple Biters User Group Club. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back after this.
If Lotus had given you just one, a spreadsheet that's up to 50 times faster than other spreadsheets, with every statistical and financial formula you'll ever need, and the largest workspace on the market, that would have been enough. And if Lotus had given you just two, information management to store and organize information with the ability to cross-index over 2,000 records by 32 criteria, and use information from other programs and computer systems, that would have been enough. And if Lotus had given you just three graphics to graph information from your spreadsheet in less than 2 seconds and change that information, touch a key and graph the new results instantly. Graphics as a thinking tool, that would have been enough. But Lotus has given you more. Text editing, tutorials, a help key, and a host of features which give Lotus 123 its power and simplicity. Lotus 123 is available at the Software Spot, 10977 Santa Monica Boulevard in West Los Angeles, or phone 213-477-7561. That's 213-477-7561. The Software Spot, the oldest independently owned and operated software store in Los Angeles, a soft sell dealer.
Hi, this is Ellen, and I'm in the news corner at the Famous Computer Cafe. Entree Computer Stores have agreed to sell AT&T computers. The stores will be able to sell the PC 6300, the Merlin communication system, and selected stores will also have the 3B2 computer as well. Sears has begun testing sales of the Apple IIc in one of its stores in suburban Chicago. The test began in November and will run throughout the Christmas season. This marks the first time that Apple has allowed its merchandise to be sold in a general merchandise store outside of high-end computer specialty departments of department stores. According to a recent issue of Computer and Software News, Texas Instruments is expected to announce an IBM PC AT-compatible business computer in February of 1985. Industry sources would not disclose the name of the product, but did indicate that the machine is like IBM's PC AT, but far more powerful. Sherwin Steffen, formerly of Eduware Services, has started a new company called BrainWorks. BrainWorks is developing programs for the IBM PC and Apple computers that teach learning and decision-making skills, and they plan to ship the first products this month for the Macintosh. That's it for the News Corner, and now to Andy over at the Bulletin Board.
Hi, thanks, Ellen. On the bulletin board, we have a note that the Commodore 64 West meets at 7:30 the first Monday of each month at McKinley Elementary School, located at the corner of Cloverfield and Santa Monica Boulevard in Santa Monica. So if you'd like some more information about that, call 213-828-9308. The Valley Computer Club meets at 7:30 the first Wednesday of each month at the Burbank Board of Realtors, located at 20001 West Alameda in Burbank. It's open to all types of computer brands, and for more information on that, call 818-762-0020. Now, the Tech Fair, a recruitment forum for computer and engineering professionals, is being held today and tomorrow at the Pacifica Hotel at 6161 Centinela Avenue in Culver City. Approximately 50 Fortune 1000 companies will be represented, and you're encouraged to bring copies of your resume and be prepared for an interview. For more information, you can call 213-410-3912. If you have an upcoming event which you'd like to post on our bulletin board here at the Famous Computer Cafe, please let us know. Our address is the Famous Computer Cafe, 1322 2nd Street, Suite 24, Santa Monica, California 90401. And after this break, we'll be back to Michael and Bud.
Bank Street Writer by Broderbund is the one word processing program that's unpretentious enough to be used at home by both children and adults, yet sophisticated enough to meet most small business needs, too. Bank Street Writer is packed with powerful features that have made it the most popular home word processing program in the world. There are no complex codes to memorize. Directions are at the top of the screen every step of the way. Bank Street Writer gives you sophisticated features like automatic word wrap, universal search and replace, automatic centering, and easy storage and retrieval of anything that treats you right, complete with password protection. Bank Street Writer also comes complete with a special tutorial on the back of the disc that teaches the basics of word processing. Want to try your hand at Bank Street Writer? Then follow your feet down to Strictly Software at 14617.5 Prairie Avenue in Lawndale, or you can call 213-970-1242. That's Strictly Software, a soft sell dealer.
Well, we're here at the famous Computer Cafe, and our guest is Bud Court. I want to welcome you here, Bud. I'm sorry, Bud Court. You know what that reminds me of? This movie Electric Dreams. Bud Grove, I'm sorry. How are you, Bud?
Oh, fine, Mike. It's a pleasure to be here, I'm sure.
Well, we're basically going to talk about users groups and really how you guys got into your users group and some of the benefits. But before we get into the questioning, I'm going to open up the lines. For those folks in Los Angeles, it's 628 KIEV. San Fernando Valley, 989 KIEV. Glendale and Burbank, 956 KIEV. And of course, San Gabriel Valley, 443 KIEV. South Bay's number, it's 835 KIEV. And for those folks in Orange County, 714-739 KIEV. You know, I hear a lot about users groups and the fact that people can belong to these things and get involved. First of all, what really is a users group?
Well, a users group, hopefully, is a transfer of information about computers, of course. And the information, there's so much going on right now about computers. You just can't, keep up with it. I've been in computers for about 10 years now, and day after day, you just pick up a magazine and it's just growing. It's just a phenomenon. I think the computers users group has to get this information out to people.
Now, okay, so it's just an information source, but are you like a club? Are you like a group of people that band together? How are you structured?
Well, originally there was just a few of us that got together, and we grew and grew by 10 and 20 a month. And how we're structured is that we've got a president, vice president, secretary. It's like a normal club, except we meet once a month, and it's just more or less a common interest, and we trade programs that people have typed in, and we have a hardware library, software library, and so forth. And in our case, not all clubs, but in our case, we also have food and so forth.
So it's kind of like an opportunity for members to gather and also kind of communicate and have fun too. Do you guys have fun in these things?
Oh yeah, a lot of fun. Yeah, the meetings hopefully last for an hour, but then more than likely they'll last 3 hours because of the interest.
Now this is particularly a new phenomenon. I mean, they've been around for a while, but in terms of this thing called users groups and being applicable to the world of personal computers, did they form because it was a bunch of people who had a little bit of information and wanted to share it with others, or what was the purpose of it?
Yes, I think so, without a doubt. I think there were a lot of people that had no knowledge of computers. I get a lot of calls from people saying, well, I want to get a computer, and I say, well, what do you want it for? And a lot of them don't know, other than the fact, well, I read a lot about it and so forth. I think that the information that I give the people when they ask me or call me is, find out what your priorities are, find out what you want, what you want it for, and I kind of give it back to them.
Well, is this a particularly a California phenomenon?
Oh, no. There's users groups. There's international clubs. There's International Apple Corps, for example, which we are a member. Our club is a member, and it's probably the largest users group, I would imagine, because it's international.
The Apple Corps?
Yes, the IAC, National Apple Corps. Yeah.
Now, is it sponsored by Apple Computer?
No. Apple helped get it off the ground, but the International Apple Corps was more or less a group of clubs that more or less agreed across the country to get together, and they met. I think it was in California where they first met. And they got together and they found out, well, what do we want to do? What have we got for the people that we could offer them? And a lot of training. They also have users information, new users information for people that want to start clubs. Should contact the IAC.
So there's several other things. When we come back, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll kind of get into some of the benefits, because I'd like to know what it is I'd get out of a users group if I belonged to one, okay?
Fine.
Stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back after this break.
Whether today is your first day at the famous Computer Cafe or you're a real regular who hangs out every night at the Space Bar here, you can't help but see that this joint is jumping. And if it looks busy to our customers, you can imagine what's going on behind the scenes. Absolute craziness. So we're looking for some help. Before the end of the year, we're planning on hiring people to assist us in running the famous Computer Cafe. We're looking for part-time, full-time, and freelance people who are bright and energetic. You must have a passionate interest in personal computers, but you don't have to be a technical wizard. You must be able to write, review products, or sell advertising, or any combination of the above. And you must contact us in some way. So get out your pen or your keyboard and I'll tell you how. First of all, you can call or write. If you're interested in a sales position, I'd rather you call me, Ellen, at 213-394-7242. That's 394-7242. If you're interested in writing or reviewing products, then please write to me, Ellen, at the famous Computer Cafe, 1322 2nd Street, Suite 24, Santa Monica, California, 90401. That's 1322 2nd Street, Suite 24, Santa Monica, California, 90401. Make sure to include a writing sample and a resume. You know, the cafe is a great place to eat and to hang out, but it's an even better place to work. So call or write us today.
I'm really curious about the world of users groups, in that I see that yours is actually it's not so much that it's a private users group, but it's really formed at Hughes Aircraft, and you guys have about how many members there?
Right now, about 555 out of employee, about 10,000 employees.
About 10,000 employees. So is it designed for all those people who use Apple computers at Hughes Aircraft, or that have Apple computers at home? How is that structured?
No, mainly a majority of people have them at home.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So do they use Apple computers at Hughes?
Oh yes, amongst many other, they have all types at Hughes, not just Apples.
Now, do most of the people who belong, are they very technically oriented type people? Are they programmers? Are they heavy computer users at their job as well?
No, on the contrary, a lot of the people are people that have computers and just want to on the job and want to learn about them. But moreover, I'd say the majority of the people there are new purchasers of home computers and don't know what to do with them.
You know, okay, let's set up a little scenario. Let's say there is an Apple users group, a guy over here who has a users group, and there's a guy, and you have your users group. Why would I, as a potential user group member, want to go and belong to your Apple Biters Club?
Oh, okay. I think probably the biggest reasons, we have a few little changes from the regular format of a users group. We have a hardware library. We have a library of plotters, printers, modems, and other products that people can take out and take home.
So people can borrow these things?
Just it's like a library. We do have a book library with an extensive amount of books that have been donated. We also have thousands and thousands of software packages. Not packages, but programs.
Programs.
Yeah, and I think that we have a more casual atmosphere, I think, than most. The building we are using is a Hughes building, and it's probably a little cheaper for us because we don't have to pay for it compared to most users groups actually have to pay for the building.
So, I understand too, if I was to become a member, I'd have to pay like $10. Why do you charge me to become a member?
What we do, we have folders, and in each folder there is a disk, and when a member joins, he gets a number. And there's a number on the folder and a number on the disk, and he gets programs on both sides of the diskette. So each month he takes his diskette out of the folder, takes it home, copies the programs, brings the disk back back next month, and there is another diskette in his folder, and he replaces it. And that's how we get the programs out to the people, by alternating the diskettes.
I'm curious about these programs. Now, that seems to be something. I was talking to some other folks who belong to users groups, and they talk about, hey, one of the neatest things about belonging to a users group is that you can get a lot of programs. Now, what kind of programs are these? Is this like a Lotus 123 or an Ashton Tate's framework?
No.
Or can I mean, are these the same products that I can go into the local computer store and buy?
No, they're not quite as high quality as, for example, the Lotus 123 or Multiplan. Although we do have, on the back side of our disk, we have the International Apple Core diskettes, which are nationwide or over the world. And that's on the back side, which a lot of times we've had programs from Japan and all over. On the front side, usually it's things that people at Hughes have typed in. So it's all strictly straightforward.
So are there games and stuff like that?
Everything. I get a lot of people asking for educational software. So I'm the one that sets up the diskette, and I put the software on there, and I kind of get a feel for what the people want.
Would you say that people who take advantage of this really save a lot of money?
Oh, no doubt. Yes, definitely. And we also have an educational system tied in with Hughes where we have schools and so forth.
Well, we're going to take a break. I want to let you guys know that you can also get in touch with Bud here at KIEV, calling 628 in LA, 989 in San Fernando Valley, 956 in Glendale Burbank, San Gabriel Valley 443, South Bay 835, and of course Orange County 714-739. And all of those are at KIEV. We'll be right back.
SuperCalc 3 by Sourcem is a spreadsheet that's extremely easy to use, swift, and powerful, and it's priced lower than most other leading spreadsheet programs. SuperCalc 3 has all the built-in functions expected in a high-quality spreadsheet and a lot more. SuperCalc 3's features include an on-screen help function, spreadsheet consolidation and sorting capabilities, calendar and date calculations, simple data management functions, and windowing. The integrated graphics capability is superbly presented, allowing plotting and printing of charts in up to 99 colors. SuperCalc 3 provides you with the ability to create pie charts, bar charts, line charts, and XY graphs. The graphics are integrated into the command structure, so once you learn SuperCalc 3, plotting and graphing the results of your calculations is as easy as pie. To get a taste of the simplicity and power of SuperCalc 3, walk into Simply Software, where they'd love to whip up a quick demonstration. Simply Software is located at 3001 Sepulveda Boulevard in Manhattan Beach, or call 213-546-2467. Simply Software, a soft sell dealer.
Would you say that you guys actually feel a void in the world of personal computers, and if so, what type of void is that?
Well, I think so. Most people, when they buy a computer, they get them from a computer store, of course.
Right.
And the people in a computer store, although I'm sure they'd love to, they just don't have the time to help the people as much as they should. And so people, when they get their computer, take them home. They really struggle. They have to go out and buy books. And without the users group, I think that they'd be a lot worse off. They have a choice of going to users group, getting education about their systems, and like I said, maybe get books, used books, of course, and information. It's if you're sitting there next to someone during the meeting or even after the meeting, you can walk around and start asking questions that most people in computer stores don't have time to get really technical with you.
So it really becomes somewhat of a friendly atmosphere. I mean, you develop friends in these users groups. I would think that you develop friends anywhere, depending on the type of person you are, but you really get those kind of folks who are interested in answering your questions.
Yes, I think so. Most of the people in our club, they have a tendency to go over people's houses, after the meeting, or go out or have a snack after the club, or they can leave. We have a users bulletin board also, ABBS, and the bulletin board is there for the people to use. For questions, and I answer them on the bulletin board.
It sounds like this is probably one of the fastest way that an individual can really get up to speed using a personal computer.
Yeah, I think so. Because of like I said, the people, this is a new technology, and the people are a little awestruck, I think, by it. and they'd like to have a computer, but when they get it, they're a little standoffish.
What would you say is the typical type of computer user? I mean, is he a real sophisticated science type person, or is she a real math oriented kind of person who doesn't do anything but heavy mind thought? Or are we talking about people like me who like to have fun and
I think that
not that those folks don't like to have fun, mind you.
I think that the people that call me are usually parents. I usually get parents, and they seem to be a little standoffish by their children. The children in school using computers, and because of that, I get a lot of people inquiring about what am I, going to be if my child gets so far ahead of me here. And I think this is a common affair.
And would you say that it's, even though it's a common fear, is it one that's easily overcome?
Oh, yes. Now with the newer computers coming out with the windowing, I had a young lady over my house the other night, and she was wanting to get a computer for her daughter. And I told her that because of the windowing and then some of the new features on computers, you can sit down in a matter of hours and work on computers now, where you could not do this before because it required too much memorization of commands.
Now, what you basically just said was that the computer itself is new in design, but really it's the software, in the way that the software has been designed, that helps you minimize the amount of actual commands to make things happen, right? I mean, because I think for many people out there, there's well, how do you distinguish between software and hardware? There's two different elements that are at play there. Actually, there's three, because there's firmware, but really it's the software development, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so. We're getting more sophisticated. What costs corporations thousands and thousands of dollars, people in their home computers can get for $49.
It's incredible.
Sure.
It's incredible. Now let's talk about, because we're going to wrap things up in a little bit with you and I, but let's talk about the type of guests that you're having. I mean, you have a lot of different kind of people who come and actually talk. I mean, it's not just you standing up there and saying, okay, it's all open for questions. Huh?
Fortunately, I don't stand up and talk too much. I can get off right away. Yes, we're very fortunate being associated with Hughes Aircraft, because we do get a lot of the upper echelon of software developers and hardware developers or dealers.
Give me some names of some of those stars out there.
You really want me to? Okay. Zybeck. I won't mention any of the computer stores because practically all of them have been to our club. If they haven't, they're welcome.
Okay.
We've had most of the software companies locally. I've pretty much depleted all the software companies here locally. I've had just
aren't you having that guy? Oh, you've had the folks from File Vision?
File Vision, yeah.
Using icons and things like that.
Yes,
do you talk about Macintoshes, or do you specifically talk about Apple IIs?
No, Apple product.
Apple product in general.
Period. Yes, there's no. In fact, I referred a lot of people to other computers just by their questions to me.
I understand that recent guests have or will include, like the guy Bill Atkinson, who designed using that Macintosh product as a graphics tool to write pictures and stuff like that.
Yes, he has done an outstanding job. He will be, as a matter of fact, at our next meeting, which is this Thursday.
You know, when I think about it, could you actually have expanded your group to include people from IBM who have IBM computers and people who have Commodore computers, or do you have to stay focused on just one type of computer product?
Right now, with 557 members, it's a problem. We just don't have the space. In fact, we've almost come to a point where we've stopped advertising because we just don't have the room. The buildings aren't big enough. So what we're planning on doing is expanding to another building next year.
Wow. How are you gonna handle all? I mean, that means the popularity is really increasing.
Yes, definitely. And the problem is this Christmas. Every Christmas we get a gigantic influx of new users. Gigantic. I mean, like 30 or 40 members in 1 month.
Is this kind of like, health spas? You know how health spas, when everyone kind of gets around holiday time, they figure right after holidays they decide they're going to go work out and everything, try to lose that extra weight. When people get new computers is when they join?
No. I would say 60% of our members have stuck with us.
Well, would you say that this is a growing kind of, do you have branches that are going to grow out in other areas so that the members don't have to
we
always
have
meet in one
users
place?
groups within. Unfortunately, they have not been super successful because just like what you were saying, after they once get the bit of information they're interested in, they kind of drop out of users group, but they stay in the club itself because there's other things, their interests are so varied.
I always like to ask, we're going to wrap it up, but I always like to ask this question. If you were to tell America out there something about getting into personal computers, what kind of a statement would you be able to put out there?
Go jump in, get your feet wet. It's probably the most explosive hobby that you can get into right now. There's no other volatile hobby as much as computers.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Bud. And of course, if you ever want to get in touch with Bud, you can give us a call at the office here at KIEV or at the Famous Computer Cafe. You'll hear the numbers for that. Thank you very much. We appreciate you being here and like to have
Thank
you
very
back
much.
sometime.
It's been a pleasure.
Okay, see you later.
Start with the world's best-selling database system. Give it enhanced features, make it faster, more powerful, and easier to use. And you have the makings of a software heavyweight. DBase 3, Ashton Tate's hot new package for your 16-bit PC. With DBase 3, you can create records with up to 128 fields, access 10 files at once, and run other programs like communications or word processing without leaving DBase 3. You can read non-DBase files from other software programs or mainframe databases, and you can easily convert your DBase 2 files and programs to DBase 3. If you get stuck, help is at your fingertips with multiple help screens. And where do you go to see this powerful new program? Go see David and Betty Sun at Sun Computers in Carson. They'd love to tell you what you need to know about DBase 3 and more. Sun Computers is located at 20925 South Bonita in Carson, or call 213-538-8338. That's 213-538-8338. Sun Computers in Carson, a soft sell dealer.
As our way of thanking all our new listeners here at the Famous Computer Cafe, we're giving away a free Commodore 64 computer and a dinner for two at one of the loveliest restaurants in all of Los Angeles, just in time for the holidays.
And all you need to do is send us a card with your name, address, phone number, and the name and the type of personal computer you currently own or would like to own. Send all this information to the Famous Computer Cafe giveaway. 1322 2nd Street, Suite 24, Santa Monica, California, 90401. That's the Famous Computer Cafe giveaway, 1322 2nd Street, Suite 24, Santa Monica, California, 90401.
We'll be putting all the cards in a hat and drawing two winners, which we'll announce on the air on December 17th. First prize, a brand new Commodore 64 computer. Second prize will be dinner for two at one of LA's favorite restaurants. So send your entries today to the Famous Computer Cafe giveaway, 1322 2nd Street, Suite 24, Santa Monica, California, 90401.
Enter today.
Well, we want to thank everybody who participated here at the Famous Computer Cafe, especially our guest, Bud Grove, president of the Apple Biters Club.
It's been a great show. We're looking forward to a great week. I want to tell everybody that tomorrow we're going to have a gentleman named Farley Malaris, who is somewhat of a game wizard, and he's going to be talking about games. And then on Wednesday, we're going to have a pretty famous guy named Timothy Leary, who believes that computers are the drug of the 80s. So that should be very interesting. I know you'll all have some questions for him as well. So stay tuned and look forward to that.
Because we here at the Famous Computer Cafe were at the Bits and Bytes show this past weekend, and a lot of folks from there in the next couple of weeks are going to be on the show, so you want to stay tuned for those folks too.
Keep the cards and letters coming. We're starting to get a lot of folks interested in the computer giveaway, and we're interested in giving more of those things away, so keep it coming, guys.
Yeah, you can still enter. The drawing's not till the 17th.
Okay.
And have a great week.
See you tomorrow.